Good evening and welcome to Tiki Hut Central, the podcast. I'm your host, Ken Rose, and my co-host, who are you?
Lisa Rose.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the show tonight, everybody. We've got a really good show for you tonight. We have a local musician in the house, BRYAN PURVIS from Groveland. And you're probably going to have to turn off your volume on your phone because otherwise we're going to
get
boogie through that.
I was like, is that me? Is that me?
We always get it rolling one way or another. So we'd like to welcome BRYAN to the show. Welcome to the show, BRYAN.
We appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Hey, as everybody knows, we are brews, beats, music, the whole deal. So we're going to bust open a nice beer tonight. We're going to share it up and see how it goes. So let's see what we got here.
Take your pick.
Oh boy.
Of course, we're at Tiki Hut Central. So we have Hakuna Matata. This is a local IPA from somewhere here in Florida. It is 6.6% alcohol. And we're going to go ahead and bust this open and share it, see what it tastes like. So give us a second.
You guys know I'm a beer entrepreneur.
There's
I hate that word. I can't pronounce that word, man.
I did that on purpose.
You were so concerned we're going to use those big words. Holy shit, I can't even remember that word.
Give me the least amount there.
All right. Here you go. We'll give you the most. All right.
Oh, boy.
Cheers. We'll give this a taste, and we'll give you a quick sample here in a minute.
I said, don't put it on me.
Hoppy, very hoppy. Yeah, it's good.
It's IPA,
Good.
though.
It's very good. Very good.
There you go. It's cold, and as you can see, we're using our Tiki Hut Central, the podcast official 16-ounce pint glasses. It makes everything taste better because it feels like you're in the tropics. So special thanks to, I guess, our local ABC that happened to carry this.
Yes,
actually, if you go to ABC Liquors, they have a section called Florida Brew. So it's all local Florida breweries. So check it out. And these we iced down nicely, so we're in good shape. All right.
it's good.
Cool.
We have another sip, and we'll get into the show here.
Good stuff. Yeah.
BRYAN has some of our swag on
I do. I
today.
decided I'd wear the old hat.
Tiki Hut
To
Central,
show everybody.
the podcast hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see,
Support.
Ryan is styling. And Lisa, where's your hat tonight?
I don't have mine on.
No hat for you tonight, as
Just
usual.
the shirt.
Boy, oh boy. All right, well, we're going to get started tonight. We're going to talk to BRYAN about himself, his life. We're going to get into music. And to give you an idea of our show's theme tonight, just give me a second here. I just got to pull my headphones off for just a second.
The swerve. I didn't wear mine. I was going to wear it.
As you can see, I've got my official Jason Aldean hat on. I think it was $30. And it does make me look a little bit like a cowboy. But you know what? When I wear the hat, I can't wear the headphones.
The swerve, man.
The swerve, man.
That's nice.
It's a big hat for my big ass head.
It looks good.
It looks good. Well, I'm going to take it off so I can hear us talk. But welcome to the show,
I
y'all.
appreciate it. Yeah.
You need to wear that more often.
All
No
right.
doubt. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. Jen just actually got me one for my birthday. It was the 20th, and she just bought me a brand new one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really super nice.
It's one of those weird things buying hats because
So,
you have to have the right size head and the right shaped head for the right shaped hat.
I know a fellow who looks like Woody
Yeah.
from Toy Story with one. Yeah.
I want one of those really cool those beat up cowboy hats, that Brett Michaels wears, and
Oh, yeah.
and those
Yep.
guys, they're really beat up.
Yeah.
And I look like I'm homeless. I look like it's unbelievable.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
it's just it's finding the right hat, because keeping in mind, I'm from Long Island. So growing up on Long Island, I mean, our country music consisted of John Denver, Glenn Campbell,
Wow.
and Elvis.
The good stuff.
Yeah, that was it. That was the entire country genre living on Long Island. So nobody had a cowboy
Maybe
hat.
Jimmy Buffett early on.
Maybe Jimmy Buffett. But back then he wasn't even like a who he is today. He was
Yeah.
kind of this folk singing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. And being from Long Island, I can't believe there ain't a bunch of rednecks up there.
Well,
On the western shore or eastern shore. Oh my gosh. There's so much ducks and goose to shoot. I mean, come on, man.
you know what? There is quite a bit there. In fact, where I grew up, all around us were potato farms.
Right.
So, because people think Long Island, you're from New York, you're from Brooklyn, the hood, or wherever you're from. We grew up in a fishing village called Port Jefferson.
Okay.
It was one of the few deep water fishing ports on Long Island. So all the fishing boats would come in with the lobster and flounder and bluefish and all that stuff. But we would go to bed at night we wouldn't lock our doors. There was no crime. I mean, it didn't exist.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's the way it was where I grew up. Same way.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning, me and Lisa kind of grew up in the same town, so it's
Yes, we did.
it's just it was like that. Now it's not like that anymore.
We locked our doors at night, but during the day when we would leave, we
Yeah.
didn't lock the door.
Right.
Nobody messed with anything. Everybody kind of knew everybody. So
Sure.
yeah,
Well, speaking of growing up, so you're actually native practically.
I'm native.
So
100%.
so you grew up in Groveland.
I was born in Claremont, which Claremont Hospital is not here anymore.
Right.
It was out in front of CBC,
Oh, okay.
where that
Yep.
open field is at.
Mhm.
That used to be the Claremont Hospital. I was born. I
Oh,
was one of the
wow.
last children to be born, 1979. Right
Wow.
there. I'm not trying to tell my age or anything, but I was one of the last to be born in that hospital. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
So you grew up out here.
I grew here. Yep, I grew up right here.
So and obviously, you know, the funny thing about tonight's show is Brian and Lisa have known each other since like what is it,
Middle
middle
school?
school
Yeah,
thereabouts.
middle school.
Probably 93.
So yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then Brian was friends with Lisa's previous husband.
Yes.
So
Yep.
so that went on too. So there's it's a small town here.
Good stories there, guys.
You,
Yes. We go way back.
two
There's some good
things
stories.
about Lake County. You can swing a cat by the tail and hit a relative, and you can swing a cat by the tail and hit a realtor. So I mean, so that's really what it's like out here. So Brian, what's different today in Lake County as opposed to when you grew up? I mean, what are the biggest other than all these Northerners have come down and kind of taken over the place?
Tons of traffic. We used to be able to go to Claremont from Groveland in like 10 minutes.
Wow,
10 minutes. Now you can't. There's no way.
There was like
Right.
one
There's no-
stoplight.
Yeah.
that was
Maybe
it.
two.
I went to work for Winn-Dixie when I was like 15. So
Hmm.
it was across the street, which used to be like, I don't remember what they called it then. So it was Winn-Dixie, then it turned into something, Walgreens,
Mm-hmm.
and then they changed it
Mhm.
into the Bravo, is what it is now.
Oh, okay, right across
Yeah.
from
across the
Wendy's.
street.
Okay.
And
And
then they moved-
Publix is where, or was where Winn-Dixie is now.
Yep.
They
yep.
used to be Publix. No,
Oh,
that was Kmart.
Kmart.
I'm sorry.
No, Publix was in there. Scotty's was in there. Then Publix took it over.
Yeah.
In Sunnyside Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Boy, those are some stories now. You know, because I didn't move out here till 2001, and so I actually got here right before all the franchises came because if we wanted to go out Friday night, I mean, obviously the Crown's been here for forever, and the soot from the Crown may be here for longer than that.
Right, exactly.
But we would go to Casbour's, which is now Beef O'Brady's,
Yep.
or we would go to dinner at Lake Susan's Lodge.
Yep.
And
We had-
Rusty Fox was over.
we
Was
had what?
Quincy's here when you moved here?
2001. I
Quincy?
think it
Quincy's
I
was
think it
here. Quincy's
here.
was
Yep,
still
yep,
here
yep.
over where Seacoast
Seacoast
is.
is.
Yes.
Yep.
Quincy's was here.
That was
So-
like our only restaurant.
So we
back
had
in the day.
bench warmers, which was out by the lake.
Bench warmers. Yeah, but they were big Ohio State fans.
Yes,
They had the
yeah.
pool tables.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a cool
They changed it
place.
to Lakeside. Actually, I started playing in that place when it was Lakeside, which was
Really?
crazy. Yeah, it was a super nice place.
Wow.
Seen a lot of cool shows there too. I mean, a big acts would come in and play there.
Well, if I remember, it was like a really big place. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was
a-
huge.
It was a
Yep.
It
big
changed
space.
names too.
Yeah, it went from bench warmers to Lakeside Grill.
No, I thought it was something else too for a while.
It may have been.
I don't know.
And now it's Epic Cycles.
It
Yeah.
is. Yep.
So if anybody's looking for a
Yep,
bicycle,
exactly. Go down to see Epic.
yeah, go to see Epic. They've got some great bikes.
I think they have some drinks too, or something other you can get in there, or like some special concoctions that they make to help you cycle faster.
Well, they have those drinks because if you look at the price of their bikes, you need a drink when you're buying. Now, I'm not knocking them. I mean, look, everybody has their vices. You know, my vices are guitars. You know, so but I mean, bicycles. You walk in there and you're like, it's not Walmart. So everything starts at, $1,000, and probably the average bike they sell is probably $8,000 to $10,000.
And I promise you, I probably need to be in there buying a bike.
Well, yeah, me too.
Exactly.
Because I'm starting
We
to look.
have a rowing machine that's
I'm
collecting dust.
I'm starting to look pregnant here. It's unbelievable at my age to be pregnant. But
Get on that rowing machine.
other than guitars, obviously beer is one of my favorites. And
Yes, that is my favorite. It's terrible.
yeah,
I love cooking and I love drinking beer while I'm cooking.
there you go.
There you go.
And in fact, Brian walked in the door tonight with a beer, so
That's right.
so we knew he was ready for the show tonight. He knew he was doing his homework before the show and was sampling beer. So
And we all ate
right.
pizza, which is the worst
and
thing
we
to
had
eat
pizza.
when you're
So
trying
here
to
we
lose
go.
weight.
I'm not trying to lose it. It's here.
It's here for the duration. once you're married, you kind of fall apart, and then you say, "Oh boy, I better get my act together again," because otherwise,
right.
Somebody else has knocked at the door.
The good thing is I'm married to an Italian, so she thinks eating is like the thing to do.
Well,
He's Italian
that's
too.
like the sport. I mean, with Italian and Spanish and all these crazy bloods in me, I mean, we're always eating for some reason.
Right.
It's the third Thursday of the month. That is lasagna Thursday, whatever it is. We're always eating something crazy around
Exactly.
here. So
exactly.
So Brian, everybody knows you from the Ram Crawford band and
Yep.
since All About Town.
Yep.
But obviously, when you're in a band, that doesn't pay the bills. So what do you do? What's your day job as Clark Kent? On the stage you're Superman, but as Clark Kent, what do you do?
I actually work for Weaver Fire Protection. I do life safety stuff with those
Mhm.
guys. Make sure everybody stays safe in the world. And I went back to school. I actually got some license thanks to Weaver putting up the money for me to help me out and
Wow.
and to better him and to better myself. He always said, "Hey man, I'm going to try to make you recession proof. So here's everything you need. Go do it."
Sure.
So I'm a licensed inspector. I
Mhm.
also do backflow.
Backflow testing.
Yeah,
right?
I do testing and repair to help the community. And I also, I install. So I help with all that stuff, and that's what I do for my 9 to 5.
Right.
Outside of playing music, because
That's not playing music.
yeah, I'm expensive.
Yeah.
According to Jen.
Well, and you got a few kids too, so they must keep you busy also.
I have 5. So
5.
5, yeah, 22 to 2.
God. Hey.
Welcome to being a musician.
Boy. Better stay off that stage, or maybe you stay on the stage, or maybe that's the deal. Don't leave the stage till your wife picks you up. That's what happens.
Yeah. I've got 5 wonderful children. My
Mhm.
oldest, 22, he plays with us from time to time. I don't know if you
Right, Cody. I've seen
Yep.
Cody play a few times.
I have Austin, Addison, I have Caleb, and then we have Holden, the baby.
Wow.
The only child of 5, by the way. He thinks he is, anyways.
Wow. Well, we all think that. And Lisa's daughter thinks she's an only child.
Right.
Lisa's daughter walks around the house like it's her space. She's got her private bathroom with her ensuite and her own bedroom, and
But she cooks for us, so we can't complain.
Well, yeah, but if she had a kitchen in the bedroom, we would never see her. She'd
Yes.
have her whole suite over there, like a studio apartment.
She was the only one that liked me, by the way.
Right. Well, there must be a reason for that. I don't know. Certain people gravitate towards each other for whatever reason.
And I heard she's picked a guitar up, so that's good.
yes.
Yeah, she's picked a guitar up. She's got a bunch of guitars. I know Jason got her quite a few guitars, and I bought her a guitar. It was funny because I asked her what her favorite color was, and she said blue.
She thought she was getting a T-shirt.
Yeah, she was getting a T-shirt with her name on it or something,
Nice.
or
That's
my name
precious.
on it.
Yeah, there you go.
And so I handed her a
Tiki Hut Central.
blue guitar. Well, yeah, everything now is Tiki Hut Central. If you're getting clothing for Christmas, it has the logo on it. It's even sewn into your underwear. That's how we roll.
So that'll work.
Oh, God.
So with music, when and why did you start playing?
Well, my father, he always loved music. And my mom, which we're not going to get too far ahead of yourself.
Oh, right.
He always, yeah.
Hang on a second. So, I don't mean to interrupt him, but if you want to call into the show, we are
Yes.
live. If you look at the bottom of the screen, there's a phone number at the bottom of the screen. You can call in live, and we'll answer your questions for Brian on the air. So
407-433-4015.
that's correct. Hey, that's a good radio voice there. Hey, all right. So, getting back. Okay. So when did you start playing?
Yep. So my father, he was real big into it. So when we started high school at South Lake, when they opened it in 93, they offered a guitar class. And I was like, man, I should probably get in that. And my dad's like, dude, do that.
Sure.
Do that. Because I've always wanted to play music. I never could, and other than on the radio,
Sure.
So I took the class, and that's how I wound up meeting, everybody in
Girls.
the guitar. Yeah. So I got into it and just kind of picked it up, and it kind of fell into my lap. And further on,
Right. Yeah, because now you play bass primarily.
yes, I do. And there's a funny story behind that one.
I have a bass question too, but go ahead.
So what we did was, so I learned the skills or the fundamentals of playing guitar. And that's how I kind of fell into the bass part of it. I was in a studio one time. Bass player didn't show up.
And you were there.
And the engineer said, "Hey, man, you ever played bass before?" I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Here you go. It's all you, buddy."
Wow. That's
It was horrible, by the way.
well, but you did get to play in a studio.
Yes, I got to play in a studio for the first time. It was a home studio. It was super nice. The guy was really welcoming to me.
Was it as nice as this studio? I mean, this is really state of the art, right?
This is state of the art.
Yeah.
The green screen,
The whole deal.
the whole dude.
What green screen? We're actually at the beach.
Yeah, there you go. It's
See,
super
there we
cool.
are.
Yeah. I didn't even look at that.
Yeah,
We
see
are
that?
at
That's
beach.
what we
Look at
are.
that.
Go figure, man. You were transported just in a moment, just at the click of a button.
Awesome. My wife's probably jealous right now watching this. She's like, "He's at the beach."
Yeah, he's at the beach. He said he was going to somebody's house,
Right.
So, and they serve him beer.
Mm.
The shit's gonna fly when you get home.
Oh no. She's a good one, man. It's tough, and for I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but for these young guys who are getting out there starting, you got girlfriends. I mean, you have to find it takes a special woman to deal with what I do every weekend.
Right.
It does.
Well, because it's
really
nights,
does.
weekends,
Dude,
special events,
late night weekends. I mean, and it takes a special woman to put up with that kind of stuff.
right?
Because it's I have a job to do when I'm
Mhm.
there. It's kind of just like hanging sprinkler pipe.
Sure.
If a inspector comes in, I have to deal with him. Coddle him basically.
Right.
To
Oh, absolutely.
To get through my inspections. The same way when I'm at the bars playing, or at my venues, I have to coddle
Mhm.
the customers that are there. I mean,
Sure.
and she understands that, and thank God for that.
Whoa,
I mean, it
that's
takes
big.
a special woman that can put up with that kind of nonsense. Because I come in at 4 or 5 daylight,
Right.
8, 9
But-
the next morning.
But you're all decked out. You've got
Right.
your 10-gallon hat and your
That's
bell
it,
and,
that's
and,
it.
and the
Yeah,
whole look,
yeah,
and it's
exactly.
a whole thing.
And nobody likes cowboys anymore. Anyway,
Is
So
that true? I mean, is
I don't know.
that other some sort of cultural misappropriation crap?
Who knows?
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'll rock it till I die.
Don't look like a cowboy if you don't own a horse, because then you're just faking it. Unless you drive a Mustang, I guess.
Right,
Then you
exactly.
actually have a. I don't freaking know. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
That's it.
You're
That's
going
it.
to offend somebody tonight.
No, maybe.
If I haven't offended you on other episodes, this may be the show.
Yeah, this is probably pretty freelance as freelance can be. I won't get on politics with you, but definitely, yeah, we'll talk about some good stuff. Yes. If
All
you
right.
don't own a horse, that's what they say, but I don't own a horse. I've rode a horse.
Oh yeah.
I've rode a bull.
I've dated a horse. I mean,
Yeah.
good God, you just strange stuff. Well, one of the things I mean, because I've played in bands and I've done that thing too, and I think what the audience doesn't really understand is it's not a 3-hour job.
No.
I mean, you when you get off of your day job, right? You've got to load up your truck.
Yep.
You've got to arrive at the venue early because they usually want you set up early.
Yep.
And that could take an hour, 2 hours, plus wherever you're driving to.
Right, exactly.
Sound checks, and then you have your 3-hour show or 4-hour show, and then you got to break down again and pack everything up and head back home. So you work an 8-hour day, and then it's like another 8-hour day.
Or more.
More.
I think Jen said 12 hours.
Was it 12
That's what
hours?
she told me today.
Yeah, she's probably looking at that clock.
But you're only getting
Uh-huh.
paid for the 3
Well,
hours.
3
that
hours.
you're
4
there.
hours, 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, for the 4 hours. And it is. It takes a lot of time. And that's what I said. It goes back to relationship wise. And it also, she knows that I love this and she knows that I can't do this.
Right.
Not do this, I should say.
Right.
She knows that this is a part
It's
of
like
my life.
breathing.
Yeah,
It really
exactly.
is.
She's seen me sit on weekends and just about eat my fingernails off because there wasn't nothing to do.
Sure.
And
I think COVID had a big effect on that.
yeah, but
know.
we took a little time off, not too
Mhm.
much. Me and Randall spent a lot of time
Right.
fishing.
Fishing.
I mean, that's what we did. I mean, we got tons of pictures on our phone
Yeah.
from fishing, but it was nice. But also at the same time, I mean, at the token, we were dying. I mean, we were ready to go. We
Right.
were just waiting on them to pull the trigger and start giving these shots.
Open up and go.
Yeah, get
Mm.
going. Because I mean, a lot of it was we were playing at Old Reds in
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah. What a great venue.
So yeah, so we were playing there, and they're still based on Nashville stuff
Mhm.
because that's where they come. The home office is at. So we had to deal with their guidelines up to this point.
Mm.
And everything's starting to sound good. I mean, we're looking good. There's a lot of more stuff going on with that side of it. We also are playing, locally at CBC
Mhm.
and Graffiti Junction and all that.
Sure.
If you guys want to see a great show, you should come out and check us out if you haven't seen us. I mean, it's a good deal.
Where are
I
you
mean,
playing next? And
we
when?
are going to be at CBC Friday.
This Friday?
night. This
All
Friday
right.
night. So we'll be
Who's at
there.
graffiti then Friday? Because I think Rob is at the Hideaway.
Yeah. That's, Yep.
Who's at graffiti then? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh no, did I say CBC? I meant graffiti.
Oh, you're at graffiti.
Oh yeah, you guys are
We're
graffiti Friday.
Yep.
So you'll go
Yeah.
on at what, 7?
We play every second Thursday night of the month at CBC. We're going at
Okay.
7. Yep. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh no, that's right. At least we know where you are. So Graffiti
Yeah.
Junction, Claremont, Friday night. They usually start at 7,
7
which is a great time to start. And I think Brian and Lisa are a bit younger than I am and didn't grow up in New York. But growing up in New York, bands would not start till 11 because bars were open till 4.
Ah.
So you would have to really take a nap after you got home from work, and you go on at 11 o'clock, 11:30.
Wish I could do that.
Right, I mean that'd be nice. But then you're always having breakfast at Denny's, which isn't also good for the
Yeah,
midsection.
exactly. That's how I keep this girlish.
That's right. So tell me about your first band. Were they guys from town here?
First band I played for was Dan Story Band. He was a local guy. He was out of Webster. He started with a trio gospel thing, and then he decided to branch out into the country world. So when I started with him, I was 22-ish, something like that. I played with him. Jordan King, probably a couple guys will know that name.
Right.
Watching us.
Jordy.
Yep.
Jordy, yeah, he's playing with
Yep.
Hayfire.
He was 17 years old when I met him.
Wow,
Yep.
that guy's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
He's really
a
unbelievable.
monster, isn't he?
You know.
Yeah.
So he was actually playing for the band, and I wound up getting in with them guys. We had tour bus. I mean, we were playing from here to Lake City, Georgia. I mean, just everywhere. Dan was a phenomenal guy to work for. It was just so much fun. It was a lot of learning for me because I was just, as I said, I had went into the studio and just figured out. The guy said, "Hey, man, you probably should learn how to play bass."
Right, and that was
so
it.
that's how I did it.
Wow.
And Dan actually paid me every weekend, and Jordan helped me every weekend. And I finally fell into that spot of actually playing the bass guitar
Wow,
as a profession, if you will.
well, yeah, if you get paid.
Right.
Funny thing. I mean, what we do with our guests is we always feed them first and we give them swag and everything. so you had mentioned something earlier about Lake City and some sort of event, but you didn't know any details. So I'm dying to hear this Lake City story.
Because I stopped him. He was going to tell you the story, and I said,
Where
no.
the hell is Lake City? Isn't that like almost before the Keys? Is that?
No,
it's North Florida.
North Florida. I don't know where the hell I am.
So Lake City.
It's just before Georgia.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's off of 440.
Maybe an hour
So-
from Georgia.
Yep.
Ish.
Not even. It's 75 and 441.
Okay.
It's North Florida. Super cool place. The people are really laid back there. So I took a fellow with me one time, and
As he looks.
we had a blast.
Is anybody we know?
Yeah.
Okay,
If
we won't
he's
mention
watching-
anything.
One of us know him really well.
If he's watching, he will know this story very
All
well.
right. All right.
So we took him up there because he wanted to go with us. He was super into it too, and he was like, "Man, I want to go up and try this, and see what all this is about." Because I bragged on him. I
Sure.
was like, "Dude, you need to come up with us. This place is crazy."
Mhm.
Because I mean, these people were way out on a limb a little bit, I should say. I mean, I had a guy have his wife show me her boobs one night, and they were like bigger than my head.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
he was like,
impressive and
"Hey."
dangerous.
"Hey, take a look at this." So I said, "Hey, man, I'm like, you really need to go with us." And remember, we were young back
Sure.
then. I mean, it was a good time. So we drove up and we listened to some crazy stuff on the radio all the way. We got up there and we pulled off the interstate, and he's like, "Man, I'm hungry." And I'm like, "Okay." So we pulled over to the Subway, and it just poured out. Like he knew exactly I had gotten him into the trap.
Wow. Oh,
He just
geez.
He knew. So we ushered over to the bar, and we were hanging out, and then this probably 60-year-old woman, bless her heart, she was all about this guy. And I said, "Hey, meet George Strait." And I left him.
And I heard she said, "Oh my God, George Strait."
Oh,
That was how I heard
I
it.
paid for it all the way.
How did you hear it?
The woman said, "Oh my God, George Strait." Like she really believed it.
Right. Wow.
I paid for it all the way. But it
And
was super funny. It was a good time.
I
and
heard she may have licked the pick.
I think she did lick the
The guitar.
Wow.
pick the night.
Nice.
And let me tell you, there was some crazy stuff that happened there. They you've heard of Lost Lonely Boys, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They were playing Heaven there one night, and some lady had a heart attack at the corner of the stage.
Oh, wow.
while they were playing Heaven. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Did she make it?
No.
no, well, maybe she made it to heaven though.
Yes. It was a crazy deal. And I've got
Right.
tons of those stories where you're
Wow.
like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Holy cow.
And
like I was telling
these
you.
are all road stories, you know.
Yeah, these are road stories.
Packing everybody up in a bus or something.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. We were in a bus then. Dan had a 40-foot. It was a redone Greyhound bus.
Right. Oh wow. Okay.
So it had a bathroom, it had bunks, it had everything, dude. We had a
Jeez.
16-foot trailer with all our gear in it, and we would go. I mean, it was
Mm.
fun. I have drove that bus more than I really. If the DOT would ever pulled me over with air brakes and no
Oh, yeah, of course.
endorsement, oh my gosh.
So what's the craziest story though? I mean, the craziest road story, city, event.
Craziest road.
I mean,
story?
that's pretty crazy too. But
yeah.
what's the
that's
worst
not
thing?
that
What's the
bad.
worst thing that happened to
I mean,
you on the
there's-
road?
There's several of them. Worst thing was seeing a guy get shot.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I seen a guy get shot in Norman Beach.
Wow.
That was pretty bad,
Wow.
and he passed away.
While you guys were performing?
Playing, yeah. after
Wow,
we got done
really?
Playing, yeah.
Holy
Jeez.
cow.
Well, that's
Sure did.
not good news.
No, that's the craziest thing I've ever
Right.
seen. I've seen one guy whip 4 other guys one night, and that was pretty crazy.
Wow.
God.
I was like, "You need some help?" He's like, "Nah, I got it."
What? Jeez. What's the best experience? What's the best road experience? Or
Best road experience that I've had: switching drivers while driving a 40-foot bus on 75, drinking without crashing. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
We have done that, by the way, but
Impressive.
Yeah, no doubt. It's pretty cool. You should be aboard that.
Mm.
I've done a lot of shows with a lot of big acts. You know, I've met John Anderson. I did a
Mhm.
show with him. He's a super nice guy. You know, he's hometown local here in
Mhm.
Apopka. He's a super nice guy. He called me up on the bus, like, come on. David Lee Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
He was super cool. Actually, the guy that we were talking about earlier, he's the one that helped us get up on the bus. And Dave was like,
Oh.
man, drink whatever you want. Well, we talked about fishing and stuff. And he's real big buddies with Leroy Parnell, if you're familiar with 90s
I've heard of him.
country.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've already
Yeah.
told you my country spectrum is like
I've heard of him though.
I don't know John Denver or those other guys. But
Glenn Campbell.
I know Glenn
Ryan
Campbell. I
Stone
don't
Campbell.
know him, but I've heard of him a time or two. I mean,
That's old.
I'm a lineman for the county.
that's a good song. And you know, there's a ton of them that's
Right.
out there. You know, I've done Craig Campbell, Shenandoah, Mark Wills. Mark Wills he's phenomenal. I did a couple of shows with him. He remembered who I was. I know his guitar player. I met him up in
Mhm.
Nashville. Super nice people, man. It's you're surprised that these kind of caliber of people would be so nice, you know, and they're super nice. They're super nice people. It's fun to be able to go out and meet those. I met Daryl Singletary, unfortunately, when he was having problems with his father.
Mm.
God bless his soul. I mean, he's passed on now, but
Right.
when I met him, he was having some tough times, but he was still super cool, and he took pictures with us, and those memories, man. I just all those opening acts that we've done with these
Right.
people are super cool, and you build off of that, you know.
Mhm.
Craig Campbell's bass player at the time. I mean, he's like, here, man, here, take some strings and let me play his bass and look at his rig, and he did a rig rundown
Right.
with me, which was super cool, and you know. That is like the highlights of my career.
Sure.
To get to go and sit with these, you know, super popular people that you don't, you know, that you just see on TV or
Right. And all of a sudden they're in front of you.
yeah,
It's like,
they're in
wow.
front of you, and they're normal people. You don't have to, you know, be like, oh my gosh, you know, they'll
Yeah.
talk to you just like we're talking now.
Sure.
Which is nice. It's nice to see that out of some of our popular people that are in the field of what we're trying to do, or the people we're covering
Right.
every night.
Sure. No,
Super cool.
I think that I think country music kind of lends itself to bringing you in. You know, I'm a new country fan just because I wasn't exposed to it young, and it always seems that when you're watching a country artist perform, that you're almost sitting in their living room because of the way that they present themselves, and there's no flash, and there's no
They're good storytellers.
just great storytellers. You know, great songs. I mean, there was the old joke that if you play a country record backwards, the guy gets his dog back, his wife back, and his car back.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. Truck back. Country guys don't have cars, you know, but
Maybe they do.
maybe they do.
Upstate where you're.
Yeah, exactly. One. Oh boy.
Rhode Island, maybe they do.
Yeah, Rhode Island. I don't think there's any country up there. It just doesn't exist. But I will tell you, I bought my first cowboy hat. I think I was 14
Nice.
or 15, and I was in New York City.
Oh, that's a good place to not. buy
And
a cowboy hat.
I know, go figure. New York City. Well, there is a naked cowboy in New York City,
Yeah.
and I
Was
and
that you?
no, it was not me.
Yeah.
But it could have been. After the show tonight, we'll do naked cowboy. I got my hat. I'll get my briefs, and we will do a naked cowboy for
Oh,
you.
the Lord.
I seen him in Nashville of all places. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
But
Too
oh,
funny.
so I bought this cowboy hat at Saks Fifth Avenue, which is like this highfalutin Manhattan store. But they had cowboy hats. It was the only place I knew that had cowboy hats, and that's where I got my first cowboy hat.
That's nice. Yeah.
So I don't remember how much I paid for it either. I think it was
But
a lot
you
of money
did-
because they just weren't.
You didn't listen to country then, but you wanted a cowboy hat?
Well, because
it's a cool thing to do.
I think it was 1980.
Oh,
Urban Cowboy
yes,
came
Urban
out.
Cowboy. Yes.
So
My
that was the
favorite
thing.
movie of
Urban
all
Cowboy came out.
all
So
times.
everybody had a cowboy hat.
Of course.
We all took our white our white suits, our disco suits, and hung them up in our closets and put on our jeans and our big belt buckles and our cowboy hats. And we were all urban cowboys.
Yes,
So,
exactly. What a
that's-
great movie. I mean, John Travolta's. He's
He's
Well,
crazy.
yeah.
We're going to
Super
go
cool.
as a couple for Halloween as
Well, don't tell everybody. You
Oh,
can
okay.
tell everybody. You can be
Okay.
surprised.
Bud and Sissy? No. Yeah.
Something a little bit.
we'll have to wait till our podcast in
okay,
October.
there you
We'll-
go.
We'll just wear the costume.
That's it. That's exactly what we'll do.
And Pam was the hottest
And Pam.
of all of them.
I don't think I ever saw the whole Urban Cowboy. Wasn't that when they had the mechanical bullet
Yes.
and it filmed at Gillies? I
It
think
was filmed at Gillies.
Gillies.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
See,
yeah.
I remember all that.
The largest honky tonk in Texas.
Yeah, see, and I remembered that. Go figure. And I've only been to Texas like 2 or 3 times, so I that's all I know.
I'm looking to head that way myself. I mean, that's where my heart is right now with the music,
Right.
because we're dealing with what we're dealing with on the radio.
Oh, sure.
Texas music is it's what it was back in the 90s.
Right.
I mean, those guys are killing it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so awesome to
Well,
and
certain cities
refreshing.
too.
It's refreshing too, to hear that kind of music that's out there. You have to follow it. Like I told you,
Right.
we may talk about some stuff you may have never even heard of.
Well,
You
half
know,
that shit I didn't even hear of. But,
but
but I have seen Austin City Limits many times.
yeah, there you go.
So so
really?
to me, Austin's like that seems to be the mecca of music. And I could be
Yep.
wrong, but I saw so many great acts on TV and
Oh, yeah.
PBS did them. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
There's a lot of great guys that came out on Austin City Limits.
Right.
But you also got, you got Fort Worth, where you got the stockyards. I
Right.
mean, those guys are flourishing down there.
oh, sure.
I mean, crazy. And unfortunately, they got shut down a little bit, but I think they're Governor
Mhm.
Abbott out there is starting to turn everything kind of loose and let things start open
up again.
a little bit busier.
Yeah, that's good.
A couple of the bass players that I know that are out in Texas that I communicate with, they've said that things are starting to pick up for them, and they were kind of envious of what's going on here in Florida,
Yeah.
thanks to our awesome governor.
The governor's killing it. Governor's killing it. Well, I mean, my best friend, my childhood friend, his brother does a video, and so his brother tours with Keith Urban, Aerosmith, some other big
Nice,
bands.
Nice.
But he also does all the video production for Houston Rodeo,
right.
which is like a big
Very
3-week music event and all of that stuff. And they were shut down. So I mean,
Yep. Yeah.
affects
I
everybody.
think Cody Johnson was supposed to play that this year, and he wound up not being able to
Wow.
play it. So, and I got the chance to see him before he got famous, which is super cool. So,
Yeah, it's always weird seeing people before they're famous.
yeah. I Brantley Gilbert the same way.
Oh, I love him.
Yep. I had.
I introduced him to Brantley.
Yeah,
We
I think he's
love-
super cool. He's like the hard rock guy of
yes,
country.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
his
He's-
songwriting is just amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
nobody
absolutely,
like him.
Absolutely.
Well, and Keith Urban, he's my other favorite.
I got a chance to talk to him. Before he was famous, I found his phone number.
Really?
Called him to come do a gig for me.
Wow.
Brantley?
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
That's too cool.
I just couldn't afford it because he was right on the edge of coming out famous. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our fangirl over there. We went to see Chris Young over at Founders Festival,
I know
and
that.
she was all gaga-eyed and gets her phone case autographed, and
Oh, yeah.
and Lisa and I are standing next to Chris Young. He's a big son of a bitch
Yes,
too.
he is.
But a super nice guy, and in fact, if you go to Lisa's Facebook page, you'll probably find there'll be a sexy guy with her. That's me, and then Chris Young. So, just letting you know,
That's right.
I almost had to stand on my heels.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's super tall.
Yeah,
And I do enjoy covering his getting you home. That's a
Yeah.
Yes.
what I usually I've covered that one since it came out,
Right.
since
Yep,
back
yep.
in the Dan Story days. So
Oh, sure. Wow. That's pretty cool.
yeah, and he's a great guy too. I've never met him personally, but
Mhm.
you know, just to hear him talk
Mhm.
and follow him on Facebook or whatever the case is.
He seems very humble.
He's very humble.
I think most of them are most of the artists in country music seem to be very humble. They're very
They are.
appreciative. I mean, I'm sure there are some dickheads that are just
yeah.
nasty and all of that.
Absolutely.
You know.
I think for the most part, they're very good people,
Yeah, I would think so.
We
good family people.
dude, the coolest guy I ever met, and now I'm going to take you back to Texas. It's
Okay.
Josh Ward. He had came down here, and me and Jen got tickets. We got like VIP tickets for this guy. I fell in love with him the first time I heard him sing. I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. And he's been around for a while. He came down to the ranch down in Fort Myers, which is a huge facility, by the
Wow.
way. If anybody's ever, if you should go down there and check that out. I think they got like 32 urinals hanging on the wall in that place. That's how big it is.
Wow.
Huge.
That's
So-
crazy.
We went down and met him. I actually was able to 101.9, which is the country station
Okay.
down in Fort Myers. They actually wound up giving me tickets, backstage passes to go see him. Well, I went back and seen him, and I have a guitar strap, and I don't know if you've noticed it before, but it's actually made by a lady out in Texas, hand tool.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Just for you.
Yeah, just for
Yeah.
me. It's my. She makes them for Cody Johnson, Josh Ward, like all the famous guys out there in
Right.
Texas, and she made it for me. And so I took my guitar strap, and I'm like, dude, Josh, I'm like, you got to sign this. And he's like, yeah, man, and I'll show you the pictures. It's freaking awesome.
Right.
So he signs it and everything, and I said, hey, man, I said I really need to meet Steve, and Steve is his bass player.
Okay.
Phenomenal bass player, by the way. They did a show at Billy Bob's, hands down best show I've ever heard. And so he said, well, you know, after the show or whatever, we'll get together. So I bought him a couple beers and brought it up to the stage because we were in VIP. He said, we're right there, you know, it's cool. And got done, and a guitar player came down. He talked to me, and then Josh comes down. He's like, hey, man, you want to come out to the bus and hang out? And I actually got to go back there and hang out with him and talk. And we talk music, kind of like what we're doing.
Right,
now,
sure,
just
sure.
Yeah.
You know, simple talk. And he was like super laid back, chill, like he's a nobody. Like he does nothing more than what we do on the weekend. And
It's just his job. That's
and
his job.
yeah, he's got millions to play.
Does he sing anything I would know? Have they played his music here or no?
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, he does some covers of some Keith Whitley tunes and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, he's pretty cool. He's one of the best guys I've ever met. And like I said, Steve's making guitars and stuff out there, basses out in Texas, and phenomenal basses, by the way. I mean, beautiful.
Oh, some of the work coming out of some of these small shops is incredible.
Yeah, and he's super cool, man. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, oh man, I was on cloud nine, like, and Jen was standing there just like snap, 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 taking pictures of all this because I was just, and I actually got the concert poster and
Nice.
everything from the show. 101.9, they like actually kind of took me in and let me do whatever I wanted to do.
Wow.
So hopefully soon the Randall Crawford band will actually be playing down there.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Down there, because I've reached out to them. They're like, "Yeah, man, come on, send us your videos or whatever. We'll get you in and open up." Because they have a lot of touring groups that come down there.
Sure. Just
pretty
get
cool.
out and play and warm up before they hit the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny I mentioned guitars because Lisa and I were in Nashville last year, and we got a personal tour of the Gibson Custom Shop.
No, I guess that was 2019.
Or it's 2019,
Yeah.
and we toured the Gibson Custom Shop.
That was cool.
Because long story, but my best friend's wife's brother has been working at Custom Shop 20 years.
Nice.
So he took us through, and we were holding flying V's that were just cut out bodies, and we saw there was
every step of the process.
every step of the process. We saw, because everything today, all these aged guitars and basses where they look like they're old, but they do. And the guys literally, there's a room where they beat them up with batteries and hammers, and you're like, really? So somebody wants this destroyed. But what was cool to me was there was a corridor, and down this corridor had to be 100 Gibson 1275 double neck guitars that Slash was coming in to sign, and we couldn't post the photos because Slash hadn't come in to sign them yet.
Oh my god!
It was like a row of them. It was
super.
It was very cool.
some guys like strip clubs. Me, it's like a room full of guitars. It's like, oh boy,
You got me.
Well, there you go.
Tell
There
me
you go.
your favorite guitar place.
My favorite guitar place.
Lucky Dog.
Oh well, yeah.
That makes custom guitars. I should say.
There's this guy, Anthony Sims, up in Cleveland, Tennessee,
Yep.
and he makes custom Telecasters.
Ah,
And I found him a couple of years ago, and his waiting list is like 4 years long.
nice.
And he's made these for he's made them for both the guitarists in Def Leppard. He's made them for Merle Haggard. He's made them for who's the guitarist for Hank Williams Jr.
Who knows?
Walker or something, Barry, whatever it was, Barry Walker, somebody. Completely tricked out that he builds them from scratch. I mean, it's incredible. Even the necks, he doesn't buy the necks; he actually carves them.
Awesome.
He makes his own pickups,
That's
and
freaking awesome.
and he had a cancellation, and I was like, oh, he's like, who's ready to buy? I'm like, I'm ready to buy. So I
Right.
sent him my money, and about 4 months later, it came, and it was like,
I didn't see it.
oh, we'll take a look at it later. Oh, okay. My producer's going to grab it
I've
real
seen
quick.
The Taylor, the 624.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
was like,
That's my 6 series there. I've got a builder's edition at the office, and I've got a 79 Strat that's almost impossible to find, and then this,
right.
you know,
'Cause
I go
Cody's weapon of choice is the telly.
the telly.
The telly. He's
This
got a-
telly's incredible.
Yeah, he's got a Brent Mason coming
Oh wow.
as soon as California figures out what they're going to do. But yeah,
Yeah, this is like junkies, you know, talking about guitars.
I know,
I mean, just but this guy, he only made a few. He just started. So my serial number is 72,
nice.
and in fact, here it is.
Oh.
Here it is. So I spec'd everything. I picked out the top wood there, and
Nice.
I
I like the Stingray on the back. That's super.
yeah,
cool too.
yeah. Stingray was the back of the guitar was sent to Seattle, Washington for the guy to carve the back, and then the top was all this was all tooled. It has a pearly gates in it. It's got a lollar. I was able to pick out the fret wire. I was able to
Tridents in it. That's super
tridents,
cool.
you know, because I wanted the
Lindleys.
beach thing, and
Freaking awesome.
and
dude.
it's aged
got
and
lock tuners on it.
lock tuners.
Oh my god.
And then the real cool thing that's hidden in it is it has a ghost pickup, so I can play it acoustically.
It's in the neck.
Yeah, yeah,
It's in the neck. Yeah,
Show
yeah.
the back of it too.
it's in the neck. But
Yeah, show him that.
yeah, so this
Back
is
is
a
Super cool Stingray on the back of it.
this is a Lucky Dog number 72, and it is it's unbelievable. It's just a great piece of art, and it plays phenomenal. So I'm going to give this back to my producer
sure
because
it does.
do that.
Yeah, don't drop it. Oh,
Don't drop it. Okay, let me give him a call and order another one real quick. But yeah, so guitars and stuff. Getting back to your music, I like to ask my musician guests the same question. What was the first song you ever learned to play?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Of course,
That was it, right?
everybody
Okay.
knows. Yeah.
Sweet Home Alabama. That's it.
Sweet Home Alabama.
The D chord all the way through.
Yep, that's it.
So that's an easy one. You mentioned that your son Cody plays guitar, and I've actually seen Cody play. He's phenomenal. I mean, he's one of those chicken picking country guys, and you know just does it all. Anybody else in the family play music?
No,
Nobody.
nobody.
So
Unless the radio is out of the question.
unless the radio. Well, yeah, unless you karaoke it. So basically, when you told your dad that it was guitar, he's like, okay, play
Yep.
guitar.
We went down to Donnie Ray's. He bought me a guitar, and
that was
that's
it?
where it started.
Wow.
Donnie Ray's. It's Cornerstone now for.
Oh,
those
Cornerstone,
who
yep.
haven't been here for a while. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I've been there too. Spent some money there too.
Yep.
So Sweet Home Alabama was the first song you played.
Yep. First one. Oh, this is gonna get good. Now.
Yeah, I know.
It's just gonna get really bad.
Hey Lisa, what was the first song you learned on the drums?
I do. I know.
What
Not bad.
Are we up yet?
Yep.
It's not bad.
All right, we're back up.
Okay, Lisa says we're back up. Sorry about that. We had technical difficulties. A lot of times at Tiki Hut Central, we have a big hurricane come through, a quick tropical storm, and it knocks out our cable, it knocks out the blenders, and it just becomes a real headache when you're trying to make drinks with umbrellas in them.
That's right.
But
But it would give us time to open another beer.
yeah,
Go after.
yeah. So right now, Brian and I are trying out this Ravenous Pig Brewing from Winter Park. So
try that out. That's that's not bad. Is what I said. I think it was.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I haven't busted into that yet, but I have to finish my other beer. But believe me, we'll finish this beer too.
Who
All
is
right.
the Cody LP? Is that your son?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Cody there.
He said, "Sweet setup. Texas is superior." Whoa, how much? Probably about the guitar. And then he said, "Stream is frozen."
Oh. All right. So Cody, you'll just have to let us know if we are live again. I think we're live. Lisa's got us on our Wi-Fi instead of our hard connection. Yeah, that guy, his guitar started $2,900. That guitar was north of 4,000.
There you go.
But you work hard, you get a nice guitar.
He's working on it. Like I said, he's got the Brent Mason coming.
Yeah, there you go. You have a Brent Mason coming, so I mean you'll be in great shape.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah.
So
Nice.
If we can learn how to use that B bender, we'll be a-okay.
there you go. There you go. You good? All right, we're ready. Jesus, I don't know what's going on. We've completely lost our train of thought after the hurricane came through. So
We're all good. We're safe.
so every
Look,
time
the Tiki Hut's still standing.
the Tiki Hut's still standing and it's sunny. It's sunny. That's just how it works around here.
A little bit of the thatch on the top is kind of hanging right
Yeah,
there.
it came across the north side of the island, so we're good. We're good. Now, usually whenever anyone sees you guys, Randall Crawford Band, we see it all Reds, we see it all over. You guys play a lot of country music.
Yes.
But I've also been at some shows where you take over, and I think you guys have done AC/DC.
Oh yeah, we do AC/DC.
You did Bon Jovi, because I actually
some
took Randall's guitar one night at Graffiti and did that with you guys.
Yep,
So if you're not playing country, what are you listening to?
yep. I'm an 80s baby, dude.
Oh, 80s. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
Big
you
hairs, big hairs, big hairs.
Oh, okay. So
My
Poison
radio in my
and
car
Warrant
is
and
set to
Yep.
80
Oh,
station.
and Motley Crue
Firehouse. Oh,
and Firehouse,
I've seen them all in concert.
Def Leppard, and
Skid Row.
and all that stuff. Skid Row.
I'm an 80s baby.
Okay,
yeah, for
cool,
sure.
cool.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on. I listen to that kind of stuff. Yeah, Slaughter, Poison,
Right.
Firehouse.
All that great stuff. A lot of Aquanet. A lot of Aquanet. For those of you that don't know what Aquanet is, look it up. Your hair would go as high as you could possibly get it, and it would not move. So Aquanet.
So if I played, and I would play, if I could find somebody who could sing that kind of
right.
stuff,
That's what you would do.
that's what I'd play.
That's what.
I would be up there with a cowboy hat
Right.
on, right, playing 80s hair music.
Would you wear spandex though?
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, you get to a certain age and it becomes spandex.
I don't know if you've seen what I look like, but spandex would not be anything anybody would want to see.
Lisa likes that.
Expandex.
Well, because it's like all the girls that go to the gym have these really cute outfits. What do they call them?
Like
leggings,
like workout
or
pants.
workout
I don't
pants.
know.
And then there are some folks that probably should not be wearing leggings.
Exactly.
But look, everybody's got their thing.
That's and kudos for the ones who shouldn't be wearing it.
Absolutely.
I wish I had confidence like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of the rock stars just shoved a sock down the side of their spandex pants. And
Hey,
did their thing.
speaking of, you guys just went and seen the coolest cover band I've ever seen, the Van Halen cover band.
Mm,
I watched your live feeds.
right.
That's his
Dude.
good friend.
Yeah.
Dude, they are freaking
Tell him.
awesome, man.
All right. So the lead singer, Gene Hendrickson, and I went to high school together. He's a couple years older than I am.
Up in New York.
Up in New York, and we worked together. Eugene's brother's Tommy Hendrickson. Tommy Hendrickson is the touring guitarist for the Alice Cooper band, and he's also the guitarist in Hollywood.
He's an A-lister if he plays for Tommy or Cooper.
And he's in the Hollywood Vampires
Yeah.
with Joe Perry and Alice Cooper
Yep.
and Johnny
Johnny
Depp.
Yep.
Tommy's in the band. So Gene was always a drummer, phenomenal drummer, just unbelievable. But he came to this Van Halen thing. But now the drummer, this guy Zoltan Chaney, who is, I was blown away, and I've seen some great drummers. I mean, I've seen phenomenal drummers in all my years. phenomenal. Then come to find out that he is the touring drummer for Slaughter.
Nice.
And for another big band.
Alice in Chains or no?
No,
Well, I love that I stomped you. That's good.
maybe
That's good.
Winger or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
but the
can't
guy
remember.
is phenomenal. Zoltan Chaney, you can find him on Facebook, and he just blew us away. But
Dude,
yeah,
They are amazing.
they are
Hands
amazing.
down,
They are
dude.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's like Van Halen.
Yeah.
And then Jake Miller's their guitar player, and he is like Eddie Van Halen reincarnated.
I know,
he's
dude.
he's unbelievable.
He's note for note.
Note for note. He
Oh
just
my
blows
gosh.
people away. So I mean, just their
So these
trip,
guys-
man.
If you're in
Oh, yeah.
Central Florida, check them out. They're
I've
Yeah.
seen
What
a
is it
couple of
called?
things popped up on my Facebook page
Yep.
for them advertising more venues.
yeah.
Yep, completely unchained. You got to check them out. If you like Van Halen, man, they are the Van Halen tribute band. They look it, they sound it, and they have that
The
swagger.
guy has a rocking
You know,
body.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he
yeah,
works
my
out
buddy
hard.
Gene. I mean, he
Whoa.
is. I mean, he's
Oh,
phenomenal. I mean, he's in great shape. He's got a good tan, and but when he's off stage, he's not in costume. So
Right, yeah.
so you would think he's just some other guy. But when they get on stage and they put the wigs on and the outfits, and
Dude.
it was unbelievable.
They,
So.
Yeah.
When I seen your live feeds, I told Jen, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this.
Right.
That's one of the best ones I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
A cover band.
Now there is a show that's being filmed in or at the Hard Rock Hotel in Palm Beach. It's called Tribute Band Wars.
Oh, cool.
So that they're having competing tribute bands
Oh.
against each other. So like competing Van Halen bands, competing Bon Jovi, complete
oh, that's cool.
all the hair band shit that you like, that I like. And then they'll be competing for prizes and stuff. There's limited tickets available for them, but it's probably gonna be like on one of those TV shows, like Axe or something like that. They'll
Right,
probably
right.
televise it as well.
Super cool.
But they look like the bands and they sound like the bands. So
well, I mean, because when I went and seen Warrant, Janie Lane had already passed.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much a
Mm.
cover band. You know.
you know what I loved about Janie Lane was Bobby Brown. That's all I can say. There's nothing else to say about that. Bobby Brown. Look her up. If you saw Cherry Pie, if you saw
Oh yeah.
Great Whites Once Bitten Twice Shy, that's Bobby Brown.
That's right.
You wouldn't recognize her today because of she's about my age.
Age is
Yeah,
kind of,
but,
yeah.
That's what I remember
She
about Janie
was
Lane.
beautiful.
Actually, he had the Sunset Strip, which was down at Church Street for
Yes,
a few
yep,
years.
yes,
so
it was.
he
Yep,
did that
yep,
too.
yep. Some friends of mine that were over in Orlando, they actually worked with him when
Right.
he had the Sunset Strip.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, so another '80s story. Yeah. Now I don't know if you've heard this, but Aerosmith wrote the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady,"
Right.
Because Steven Tyler walked into a bar or a club, and it was Vince Neil when Motley Crue got started, and they were all wearing those ladies' makeups, and he thought it was a chick with this long blonde hair, and so he wrote the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady," supposedly in tribute to Vince Neil of Motley Crue. So
You thought it was Brett Michaels.
I thought it was
first.
Bret Michaels, but then I dug it deeper, and it was actually Vince Neil. So
Good job.
if you've seen Vince Neil today, obviously the dude does not look like a lady.
Not at all.
So,
He looks like
So,
a leather bag.
yeah.
He's a little rough, and he sounds a little rough.
He sounds a lot rough.
So,
We'll see if our concert happens.
yeah. It was supposed to be Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Poison.
Poison.
Oh, nice.
And it got
Yeah.
put off last year.
They got put off. So
I haven't
Supposed
seen.
to be June this year, but
I-
I don't know.
Right. I have not seen Motley Crue.
Yeah.
I've seen the others. Poison.
yeah, Crew, Def Leppard, phenomenal. I mean, I've seen them.
Yeah, I've
a
seen
couple
Def
times,
Leppard, dude. I just watched the
Jeez,
drummer the whole time. I was just,
Yeah, it's like
I'm like, how does he do that? How does
Yeah.
he do that?
just
Well, he has a double bass. So
Yeah, I know.
you
He's
notice
got
that he
pedals.
does use
All
that
kinds of
pedal.
pedals,
Yeah.
which
He's
is
got all
super
kinds
cool.
of pedals, which is
But it
yeah,
sounds
because
great.
he overcame his problem.
of course, yeah, it's crazy.
He didn't have an arm. They built pedals for him,
Yep.
and dude, you would.
He was very depressed after that
But
happened.
but you know what? Well, the one thing that I have to say is if anyone's in a band and they have issues, or because every band has issues. If you look at Def Leppard, those guys could have said, you know what, we can't have a one-armed drummer, and they took the attitude that if you can't play, we're not playing.
right.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
so that's integrity, that's loyalty, that's dedication to
Which is
Yeah.
what
each
you
other.
need to make it
Yeah.
for 30, 40 years.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, those that came out in '83, I believe.
maybe a little bit earlier.
It was
now.
I think On Through the Night was the first record, I believe. I think I have them all, and well, I had them in 8-track. We're not going to get into that again because it talks about my age again. So
I listen to 8-tracks. It's cool.
I know 8-track.
I told him we had a
Ka-ching.
couple of them.
So as a bass player, who's the well? It doesn't have to be a bass player, but who's the musician that you admire most?
I
That you look up to and say,
I admire Jimmy Olander.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guitar player for, oh my gosh, I went blank.
That's okay. Who else?
Country or what is he?
It could be country.
Yeah,
it could
he's
be-
country.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jimmy O, he's a super cool telly player. He's played for a long time. He's really good. Steve Cargill, which is the guy I mentioned from Texas.
Right,
He's a
right.
bass player. He's super awesome. Brent Mason, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. I mean,
So it's just some great guys.
who doesn't like Diamond Rio is Steve
Okay.
Olander
I
plays
love
for.
Diamond.
Oh, there you go, girl. Yeah.
So
A girl likes anything with diamond in it anyway.
yeah.
Well, Diamond Rio back in the day.
Diamond crusted.
Lone Star,
The Lone
Black
Star.
Hawk.
Yep. Lone Star, which
There was some great
the
country
fun
bands.
little fact about Lone Star, I don't know if you know it or not, but John Rich started Lone Star
Oh, really?
and then left.
Oh,
Wow.
I did not
So
know
if you
that.
listen to that first album, you can hear him singing backup, and he sings lead vocal on a couple of songs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't know
There you go.
Yep, on the first album.
See, this show is it's a complete learning experience. You think we're just screwing around, but there's so much information that's available in all of these minds, because like my mind, a lot of it's hollow and burnt out already, so I can store the odd stuff. We watch Jeopardy at the house all the time, and Lisa's like,
Keeps you sharp.
"How do you know that?" She's like, "I'm going to put you on a show," and I'm like, "It has to have the right categories."
Because he said
You
his
know-
luck,
you know-
it'll
you know.
be like something he
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
know.
My luck, it will be Greek government officials, or something like that, or
What is that?
Elizabethan art from the 1400s. I'm not going to get rock stars of the 80s or TV show theme songs. It's not going to happen on my show. I'll be negative 5,000.
No, but you were really good with
All right,
Jeopardy.
well, thank you.
I threaten him every day. I'm like,
And the sad part is
I'm going to put you on Jeopardy.
they give them all the information that they need. They just have to study it, know the answer.
That's what I told him. There's
Yeah.
a study guide.
I can't study shit,
To know it though, it's crazy.
man.
The older I get, I forget. So it used to be, Jordan used to tell me all the time, he's like, man, you are a tomb of country knowledge.
Right,
Mhm.
Because I could give you dates and times and
And
everything.
you know it.
Like when
like Rain
I've
Man.
lost it, dude. It's
Yeah.
just the older I get, the more it like
It goes.
Oh, like the name of every person in a band. Like he knows all the names
Yeah, I'll know
and
the drummer and the bass
what
player.
year
and
they came out and how many
Yeah.
albums they made. And
lucky
It's
because I can't remember
crazy.
that crap.
It's
anymore.
weird shit.
Yeah, but it's super cool though.
But you know what the issue is, Brian? The other night, I'm trying to get in the safe because I have a gun match to shoot, and I can't remember the damn combination for the safe. I'm like, Lisa, do you happen to remember the combination for the safe that I've had for 10 years?
I can give you a hint.
And she had to send me the
You
combination.
should probably use your address.
It was actually the combination
Don't
that
do
came with it
that.
because I didn't know how to change the damn combination.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
And
4,
I
5,
had it
A, B, C, D.
I had it written down. So
So I'm like, damn, I got to get my gun out of the safe, for this match I'm shooting on Saturday. And I'm like, anyway, so that's where my mind goes. So
but yeah, you can tell me the
the
guitarist
circumference of a grape at 100 yards.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know, that stuff I know.
How does that work? I don't even know that.
Right? It's like, but that's how it goes. So I always surprise Lisa. She always gets a chuckle out of me. And then we watch the idiots on Wheel of Fortune, and we're yelling at the TV.
Right.
Why are you buying valves? You know what it is. Save that $250.
yeah. Why are you?
You may
wasting
need that.
money?
So.
Does it go back in? I mean,
No,
you
you spend it on the valve. But if you know what the puzzle is, why are you buying valves?
And they will definitely know what the word is.
Of
You can tell.
course.
And they're like, I want to buy an E. I want to buy an A. It's like, wait, you know what it
you
is.
know what the word is because then they pick a vowel and there's only like one vowel in the puzzle. Then they say what the puzzle is. So
There you go.
go figure.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's annoying.
so everybody goes to a concert. Everybody has their first concert. What's the first concert T-shirt you had?
First concert T-shirt, Cross Canadian Ragweed.
What is that?
That sounds like a drug fest.
It is not.
What
They're a country cross band from.
is that like Siberian Orchestra?
No.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra? No.
No, they're a country cross rock band
Okay.
from Texas.
Really?
Yep, that was
Do
the.
they do originals or are they cover band or what do they do?
No, they do originals.
Really? Was it?
Never
They're not
heard
together. Country. It's a
Cross
Cross
Canadian
Canadian
Ragweed.
Ragweed.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
Never heard of that.
Try fitting that on a business card, everybody.
Right there, Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Wow.
I'm sure you could.
That is a
up.
crazy name,
Dude, they are freaking awesome.
Ryan.
Check them out, man.
All right,
They
I'm
got
gonna have to look 'em up.
Super cool.
Write
stuff.
that down because I'll forget it or I'll text you
super-
later.
Super cool stuff, man. Those guys, like I said, they're on the edge of country rock.
Okay.
Live shows, ridiculous.
Right.
So the cool thing is about that. So I seen them at the Executive in Orlando.
Okay.
Is where I seen them at. Took my dad, and my uncle. They hackled the bass player
Really?
the whole time. You ain't the only bass player in there that knows how to play bass. And it's just great. So I actually got to meet Pluto. Pluto's his name, and he's out in Texas, and super nice guy, man. He was really nice and didn't get upset at my dad and my uncle for giving him a bunch of grief. But
well, if you're playing bass, they're like,
fun,
my son could be up there.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And those guys are freaking awesome, dude. I mean, just hands down, one of the best, super nice guys. They've got a bunch of stuff out there. You should check them out.
I'll have to look them up.
Yeah, and they're on the edge of country. They're
Okay.
more rock than they are country, but it's super cool, you know.
All right, sweet. Well, I'll definitely have to check it out. First album you bought?
I remember my first album. I read this question and was like, what album did I buy first? My first album was Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich.
Ah, okay. There you go.
I remember getting that for Christmas.
That's Warrant.
That's my aunt. My aunt bought that one for me for Christmas.
Dirty, rotten, stinking.
Yeah. I think the first album that I can recollect that I bought.
Oh, hey, wait. That's a big word. And we said no big words on the show tonight.
Recollect.
The only one that I think that I can remember that I bought was Tracy Lawrence Sticks and Stones album.
Yes.
Oh.
Love Tracy Lawrence.
Just Tracy. I was thinking Tracy Chapman already. I was like,
No.
That's a little later.
Does he do
Tracy
Fast Car?
Chapman.
No, okay.
Yeah, that's a little later.
Tracy Lawrence was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Now, I think that guy, didn't he have a mustache and he had a big hat? If I
And
Yes.
a mullet.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
I actually
And a
grew a
mullet.
mullet to match.
Well, everybody
that.
had mullets
Yeah,
in country music.
It was freaking awesome, dude. I had a flowing mullet. It was dude, do you remember? I'm sure you do.
Really? Wow. We got to
Yeah.
dig up a picture of that.
It was down to the middle
It's
of my
probably in the yearbook.
Wow. So, one of the things about performing is being on stage. What's the biggest rush that you've gotten performing? Was there a particular show where you were on stage? Maybe it was a show with a lot of people. Maybe it was just a magical show. What was that like?
First show with Dan's Story Band was playing Ocala Square, downtown Square.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 2,500 people there. It was my first show that I ever really played
Wow.
in front of a bunch of people.
Now, were you nervous, or did you just get out there and?
I was a wreck.
Oh, were you?
I was a
Were you old
wreck.
enough to drink?
I was old enough to drink, but I
But you
wasn't
were
even
afraid to drink.
drinking then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So the funny thing is Big Red, who's at 93.7,
Mhm.
He pulls me to the side and he's like, because he's a bass player too
Okay.
with us. He had played in a bunch of shows and a bunch of bands over here in Orlando. And he's like, hey man, you look so bad, dude. Like, relax, man. You got to relax. But I made it through and it was fun. But that was probably the most memorable show that I did in my career outside of the other stuff that I've
Right.
actually had a chance to experience. It was super cool because it was the first show, real
Sure.
show, 2,500 people.
Wow.
It was like a toy drive for children, and there was
Okay.
a ton of people down there, and it was
Wow.
awesome. It was light up the square and everything.
Oh,
So,
geez.
What's the biggest group you think you've played for?
the biggest group I played for, House of Blues, baby.
Really?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
House of Blues. I've seen it packed, top, bottom,
Wow.
left, right.
Who were you
up,
playing
down.
with then?
Was with Randall. Yeah,
okay.
it was a few years ago.
Was that a rush?
Dude, it was freaking
Was that a
awesome.
rush?
When people are screaming at you and
Right.
you can feel it,
Wow.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You got to walk off feeling like you laid it all out
Oh
there.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
wow.
it was super cool. People,
We were there for the Battle of the Bands at Old Red.
Yeah,
that
it was fun. That
Yes,
was a fun
that
one,
was awesome. That was an awesome night with you guys. Yeah,
You guys-
I mean,
and Orlando won.
Orlando one. Yeah,
Randall.
yeah. We were, Randall and Brian said, hey, you guys got to come out to Old Reds. It's Battle of the Bands, and the more people we can get in there, we can possibly win. I'll tell you this, irregardless of the number of people that were there, and they won anyway, but they were phenomenal. And if I remember correctly, Brian, the first or second song you did, there was a problem with the feed.
There was.
So you guys had to come up with another song,
Yeah, we
in
did.
an
No, they
instant.
did it all over again.
Yeah, we did it. We did the whole thing over again. Yeah.
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 So I mean, you
So
know,
that
that
was-
says a lot about professionalism right there to be able to say, okay,
We sucked it up. We played right into the middle of it, and it was like,
But you
They told
played
us in our
against
ears.
like people in Texas and I think in Nashville and
it was
was
Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma,
right,
Nashville, Gatlinburg, and then Orlando.
right.
that's right.
So
So we had the 4 places that we were competing against.
yeah, so I mean, they were phenomenal. So again, if you're in a Lake County area, check them out. Or
No.
they're usually at Old Reds on Saturday nights from 9 to 12 usually.
Yep, 9 to 12 Saturdays. They've been alternating everything.
Alternating?
Friday, Saturdays. Randall's doing an open mic night at the Oyster Bar on Wednesday night.
Wednesday nights, right.
Yeah, so if you're hungry for some oysters, put some lead in your pencil, come on down to the Oyster Bar and check him out.
And Friday, you guys are at Graffiti.
Yes, and we're at Graffiti this
in
Friday.
Claremont at 7.
Yep, for sure, man.
Well, speaking of Randall, the issue that I have with Randall is he probably has more viewers tonight than we do because we're live also. So we may have to do a live show on a Wednesday night.
There you go.
Open mic.
That'd be cool.
That would be super cool down at the Oyster Bar.
That's true.
So we can set up and we can, when somebody comes up to the mic, we can get them on camera live and then we can broadcast that. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
And if it's bad, you can have some people to talk.
Well, if it's bad, I can just, play some music, But if it's really good, we can just give them a nice applause. So we can do all that stuff. That's definitely.
You never know what you're going to get up there. I've been up there a time or two, so Trampus has got a good thing going up there with Randall.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm glad to see that.
Oyster Bar is so good.
Yeah, and it's a hidden gem for people like us that don't know that it's there, but we know it's there.
I only ate there once, and I don't remember why we didn't go back. I just had never gone back. So
it's really good.
We do need to go though. We need to support Randall, and maybe we'll do a show down there at the same time. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
definitely
Sounds
do
good.
that. So
I know there's some good stuff we got.
Yeah. So we already talked about you getting nervous during a performance. What advice would you tell somebody before their first time going on stage? Because they're nervous. They've never done it. What would you tell somebody?
I've actually done this before. There's a kid that's on The Voice right now.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Kinsey Willer.
Mm-hmm.
He got a 4-chair turn with a block.
Okay.
For his blind audition.
Wow.
And he would be so nervous. And I'd say, Kinsey, I'm like, chill out, dude. It's going to be okay.
Right.
We're right here with you. You're not doing this by yourself, And it takes a lot of nerve, for somebody who's not doing this on a normal basis and they get nervous to go do it. Dude, it takes a lot of nerve to stand out in front of people and do what we do.
Sure.
Of course, I don't get nervous anymore.
Right.
Ever, because it's just like a job to me anymore. But used to, like we talked about when I was up at the square. Yeah, dude, I was a nervous wreck.
Sure.
Because I didn't want to make any mistakes.
No, I agree. I mean, I mean, it's only been the past few years where I've performed live as a solo player.
Right.
In the past I played with bands where, if you make a mistake or something doesn't go right, it's not you.
Right. Exactly.
But then I tell myself, like when you're doing solo stuff, you're like, nobody in the audience knows that you've made a mistake except the one musician that's saying, "Wow, I can't believe that he's playing in that key," or really he's playing a small-bodied acoustic when he should be using a jumbo, or why is he playing Sweet Home Alabama on a Strat? I mean, it's And
I just had
all those things.
Yeah, I just had this conversation with a fellow musician earlier today. We really shouldn't talk about each other like that. We should commend each other if we make a mistake. We all know that we're not perfect,
right?
Dude. We don't get paid to play this 7 nights a week.
Sure.
What we do.
Right.
For us, you know what I mean? If we played a pro gig, then you would be expected to play it like the way it's supposed to be played every night without having a down night.
But even that doesn't happen.
Yeah, even that doesn't happen, dude. I when I seen Warrant, I seen his bass player drop the ball bad.
Sure.
I mean, bombed all over the place.
It happens. It's just.
Then he's a pro player who's been playing it since 1985.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And still dropped the ball. So for someone who's coming into this and who's learning how to get on stage and who's trying to get prepared for this, to be nervous, don't be, dude. It's okay, man. If you make a mistake, it's okay.
Yeah.
Randall forgets words all the time. I
Sure.
forget to play a note, this and there, or whatever. Or whatever, Brian back on the drums, he'll miss a beat or whatever the case is. So it's not a big deal. We just pick up, you just get past it.
Right.
Instantly. You need to learn. That's how you become a pro musician, is to make that mistake and just push forward and don't be nervous about it, because it takes a lot of nerve to do what we do in front of however many people is in front of you, whether it be 2 to 2,000.
No, I agree with that. And I follow a lot of posts and musicians are like politicians and are like, because everybody has everybody's critical.
Yeah.
And so some of the posts that I follow, because the majority of bands out there that are working every day are cover bands. They just are.
Yes.
Trying to get $100 a guy or $200 a guy if they're lucky, and so there's always the argument. Well, if you're a cover band, you need to sound completely like the record, or you need to be completely different. And my take on it is, it's like art. It's subjective. Do your take. You know.
I ask for 3 things when I have a guitar player, because usually that's the person that has to shine the most.
Right.
I ask for the intro to be correct. Do whatever you want to do in the middle, and make sure the outro is correct.
Right.
Period.
Okay.
Because
cool.
you got to have the signature to get into it, so that people understand what you're
Right.
playing. So you're not like just playing whatever.
Sure.
What you do in the middle, I want you to put your stank on it, if you will. I mean, that's kind of cliche to say, but I want you to be you and play what you want to play in
Correct.
the middle of it.
Right.
And in the ending, I need it to be like the way it is, you know, and that's how I've always been. That's how Dan taught me how it needed to be, and Jordan and everybody, because, you know, Jordan's not a note for note guy.
Right. I don't think you have to be. I mean,
but he'll have the intro and the ending, and what he does in the middle, we just all go, how did he do that?
yeah. Well, I mean, and note for note, just it doesn't usually exist. I mean, you know, I grew up when I was learning to play guitar. It was blues based. So it was Clapton. It was Jimmy Page. It was Zeppelin. It was all that kind of stuff. And I got into Robert Johnson, who was a blues player and everything. And so it was always an interpretation, you know, because, you know, when Zeppelin first came out, they were like, wow, that's such an incredible sound. Well, yeah, but most of that stuff is old blues stuff from the 20s and so on. So, you know, my take is create your own thing. I
think so. I think that's the fair way to do it. That way, that gives everybody the advantage to express themselves in the music, so they're not so caged in. It's not. This is not a cage that we're doing.
Correct.
If they're playing for the actual songwriter or whatever on the road, then then they have to be in that cage. But for us,
or if you're a tribute band, I think if you're looking the part, and that's your gig, then you've got to sound the part. But otherwise, I think it's, you know, you have certain liberties.
I think for us to be a cover band who's playing in these nightclubs and stuff, I feel that you should be able to be yourself,
right? And still have people recognize the song, and say, "Wow, yeah, that's a cool song,"
and to be able to show your talents off.
Sure, no, I agree. I agree. If you could join any band, what band would you want to play in?
Oh boy,
ooh,
I think I'd play for Cody Jinks.
Cody Jinks,
and why?
And why is that?
Because he plays at Colorado Red Rocks, and that is the place that I want to play in. So bad.
Really? Okay.
I want to go to Colorado and play Red Rocks.
Red Rocks.
So bad.
I think a lot of people have famous people have played Red Rocks.
I
guess from what I've heard, the acoustics are just like off the chain.
I've been there, but I did not get to see a show.
So you didn't play drums there? You didn't? No. Well, you know.
No, everybody would leave.
Yeah. Well, that's not true. Maybe next time. What do you do on your phone? Are you texting me? Because I'm not paying any attention. Looks like you're texting.
Trying to figure out how to share this on my Facebook.
Oh, I have no idea. You know what? We'll try to add you to the feed next week. We'll try it that way.
But yeah, that place is super cool, and I feel like that's just like the plateau of a career.
Right.
Is to be able to play a place like that. It's super nice, and dude, and everybody famous has played.
Yeah, everybody's played Red Rocks. Yeah. Sure.
Who wouldn't want to be in the middle of those red mountains?
Oh yeah, and just playing music. Yeah. You know, with the best acoustics, you're not screwing around with sound for 3 hours.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Good God. So, tell me what it's like performing with Cody. I mean, playing with your son's got to be a whole different level of. I mean, you have to be proud and you have to be cautious because, like, oh well, he's just playing because he's, you know.
It's so proud. I'm so proud of him. I mean, my chest swells every time I play with him.
Really?
He always amazes me, which is crazy.
Sure.
I mean, it's not.
But he should amaze you. I mean, you have 5 kids. They all should amaze you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying when it comes to the music side of things, I mean, yes, as a personal level inside our home, yes, he's equal to everybody else. But when we're on business side of things, it's a huge chest swell for me.
So you look over at him and you're like proud dad.
It's like, hey man, you know, like all my hard work that we all did together is now paying off. Now. I remember when he was learning how to play working man blues.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
sure.
Stank bad.
Well, you know, that's how it goes, you know.
And now he's like a monster on the guitar, and I could never dream of playing the way he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably practice for a lot of time.
It takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of time. I mean, I remember as a kid, I was my uncle, phenomenal musician, and wrote songs in Nashville for people and stuff, and I was so proud one day, and I said, hey, you know, Uncle Paul, I got to show you that I've learned Layla. Right. You know, and he's like, wow, I can never listen to that song again. That was terrible. And I was like, Jesus Christ, really? I'm so proud that I've learned, a signature song by one of the greatest guitarists ever,
Right.
and you can't listen to it again because instead of saying, hey, let me show you how that should go or whatever, it was, oh, that's terrible. I'll never listen to it again.
Well, the problem is for Cody, I'm not a lead player at all. Like,
well, it's in tune. You know the right note and the wrong note.
Right, yeah, he's way ahead of me when it comes to that. So I'm proud of him. Like he's taking the bull by the horns, and he showed me a few things, and he's doing a great job, man.
Right.
And somebody's going to be proud to have him in a band.
Sure.
At
Cool.
some point. At some point, he's going to be. I mean, he's 22 years old.
Let him focus on his job, but he still needs to always
Right,
play.
right, exactly. Who's not going to want a 22-year-old playing lead guitar
Sure.
like fire?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he
Is he currently looking for a band?
Oh, he's always looking. Yeah.
It's just hard getting people to commit. That's the thing.
That's the thing, because he's on the serious side of everything. Like
Right.
he's grew up in it
Sure.
with me, so now he's on the serious side.
So he knows it's a business. It's
right. Yeah, it's thousands and thousands of dollars on his side
right
to make money.
Sure.
And it great. Like I said, he's great.
Yeah.
And he's still waiting on that guitar. Bless his heart.
Yeah,
It's so
no.
bad for him. He ordered it in October and it still ain't here yet.
That's how it goes.
That's
I
it.
don't know.
And then my stepson actually plays piano, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
So I got a piano player in the house.
So you got a piano player, a guitar player, bass player, and if you can drag Lisa over with her drum set, then you got a full band. There you go.
I had a drum set. I had to give it back to the drummer.
And what audience doesn't want to see a band with a beautiful blonde girl playing drums, right?
Who wants to see a band? Anybody wants to see a beautiful blonde in a
Of
band.
course,
What are you
of
talking
course.
about?
Of course. And we'll pick out your outfit to wear.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's it.
I
Up
think
there.
that back to that workout outfit.
Yeah, there we go. We'll be on that.
leggings.
Leggings. Oh golly. Now for my curveball question.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, here we go. This actually came up in one of our earlier shows, just through conversation. So
I know what it is.
So if you caught some of the shows, you may have heard it.
Seen a few of them.
Okay, so you get a phone call from a band's agent, and they say, "Hey, Brian, this is so and so from so and so's band, and we want you in our band. We think you are the best guy for this band. You got everything going for you. You got the look. You got the musicianship. And the issue is that you have to figure out what your name is going to be because the band is the Spice Girls."
Yeah, I remember that.
So
I forgot this part. Dang it. I remember this. I watched Corey. What did he say? Sexy Spice or something?
Corey said "Sexy Spice," of course, because that's Corey.
Lame.
I think what did Michael say?
Oh, Michael's was funny.
What was it? Was it
Remember now.
Comfy Spice?
I think it was something like that.
something?
No, Snuggly?
Snuggly Spice.
Something like that. I forget.
And I think I was like Sleepy Spice or
No, you were
something.
Snorri.
Snoring Spice, which really,
Snorri.
not much to do on stage there.
I forgot about this guy. I didn't even put any thought into this.
What about Slutty Spice?
That's the girl I want to meet backstage.
That used to be me.
All right, so we actually stumped him.
I know. Michael's was Cuddly Spice.
Oh,
It was
Cuddly Spice,
That's
right?
right.
There you
That's what
go.
it was, Mike.
All right, we'll let you slide it.
Let's see.
Seems like a Jeopardy question.
It is a different-
Maybe I should have given you the answer and you could have come up with the question.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
have
don't
to
know.
start with an S.
I know,
we
yeah,
had
yeah,
Cuddly.
yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh boy.
I chose Snorri Spice for him because he
Always sleeping.
passes out
Always sleeping.
snoring next to me on the couch
Right.
every day.
I don't know.
All right. Well, no,
We'll do something lame like
That's
bottom,
okay.
bottom end spice.
bottom end spice.
Bottom end spice.
Let's call him Country Spice.
Country spice.
It's actually
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, there you go. So
Country spice. How's that smell? Smells like country spice.
with his Stetson cologne. So when the Spice Girls are on tour, check out Country Spice with his Stetson cologne. He will not have a horse though. Don't call him a cowboy.
That's right.
Well, guys, this is officially our
Country
longest
Spice.
podcast.
Oh wow, it's a longer podcast. All right, all right.
We're at
Well,
an hour and 21 minutes.
Oh
We got
geez.
broke.
Yeah,
We got broke.
We're gonna wind it up with another couple of questions here. So one of the questions I like to ask is if you could turn back time, what would you tell your 18-year-old self going forward? Which you probably tell your son.
Yeah, dude.
So-
Do it. Go for it.
Do
man.
it, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Play the music, man.
Just do it.
Do it.
Don't
do
be
it.
scared.
Because at 18, Cody was on his way. So,
Right.
you know, I kind of laid the guitar down for a little while and didn't touch it till I
Mhm.
was 22.
Wow.
So, you know, I got him up and where he was of
Sure.
age, you know. So 18, don't do it. And then
Don't do it and then do it.
and then do it.
So which brings me
Yeah.
to our next question is if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it say?
Suck my
I mean,
face.
yeah. What would it like to say? What would you like to say?
Suck my face.
There you go.
Yeah.
Suck my face. There you go. There you go. So that's a great answer.
AKA Country Spice.
That's
So-
right. Okay, country spot.
So to close out the show tonight, Brian, tell everybody where they can find you. Are you on social media?
I am on social media. You can follow me at my name, Brian Purvis, with a Y, not a I. BRYAN. Purvis.
Brian Purvis on
Yeah,
Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah, I've got.
And does the band have a site too?
We do RCB, Randall Crawford Band, either or.
Okay, cool.
You can follow me on Instagram on, I think it's Baseman 79. I think on Instagram.
79. That would be the year he was hatched.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, cool. So you can find him there. You can find him at the RCB band website. You can find him on a stage somewhere around.
If
So
anybody needs a bass player, here I am, man.
here he is.
Yeah, I'm.
He's a gun for hire.
Yes, I am a gun for hire.
He's a gunfire. But you can catch Brian at Graffiti Junction, Claremont
Yes.
this Friday,
Yeah.
7:00.
7:00.
So on that note, we'd like to thank Brian for coming out tonight. Great show.
Thank you.
For being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lisa, thank you as usual for all of your technical ability.
No doubt.
No
And
problem.
It's freaking awesome.
Always a
Man.
pleasure.
This is super cool.
Right,
man.
cool. All right,
I know
sweet.
It's going to be cool. It's super cool.
There
And
you
we
go.
had some good laughs too. So
Great
look at
laughs.
that. Yeah.
And I want to apologize that my head went across the camera a couple of times
That's all right.
as I was going to get
She was
the
getting
guitars.
guitars.
And then I went to get a soda because I'm dying of thirst.
Next week's show, we have a fantastic guest also. You got to tune in. We'll let you know who that guest is tomorrow morning. It'll be on Facebook, social media. You can find us at Tiki Hut Central, the podcast. You can find us on Instagram. And you can download these episodes at Spotify, iTunes, and all kinds of different places where you can listen to the audio in your car, on your way to work, on your way to the bar, on your way home from your girlfriend, wherever you are. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you guys next week at Tiki Hut Central.
Bye, everyone.
Woo!
Wait, hold on.